Hello and welcome to this week's special edition of the Weekly Scan.
The Weekly Scan!
Special edition.
The Weekly Scan is all about finding opportunities in the stock market for the weeks ahead. In this week's special edition episode of the Weekly Scan, we are going to cover gold and silver mining companies.
Why, you ask?
The reason is because the current price movement of gold itself. Gold has been trading in a short-term channel between about 1680 and 1760. And just recently, I posted a video of gold breaking out, heading north to $1,800. Now, if you haven't seen that video, I'll have a link in the description and I'll post a link right here at the top of this video. With the breakout in gold in this short-term channel, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to continue to move higher and higher. It does have risk where it can potentially pull back, but with the fundamentals that are taking place in the economy, this is a very, very good bullish sign for the price of gold. And who benefits the most from a high price of gold?
The miners.
The higher the price of gold goes, the more profit these mining companies can make. Now keep in mind there's a lot more risk involved with the mining industry. They're taking all sorts of different types of risk than just holding the precious metal itself. I am not going to be looking at the fundamentals of gold and silver. I'm going to be paying more close attention to the technical analysis of gold and silver mining companies. With all that said, I would like to add a quick disclaimer before hopping into the stocks. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I am not making any recommendations to you. However, I just want to show you from my perspective, a technical perspective, as why I see these as potentially good opportunities. These are my opinions and my opinions only. With that said, let's get into it. Welcome to the computer and this special edition of the Weekly Scan. This is the episode where I'm just going over gold and silver mining companies. There are two things that I would like to point out going through this analysis, which is different from my normal weekly scan. Typically on my weekly scan, I run a beta as a filter of over 1. I did not do that with these companies because the mining companies aren't nearly as volatile as the stocks that I day trade. These are more set up for longer term holds and or swing trades. At least that's my opinion. The next thing that I want to say is this is not an all-inclusive list of a bunch of different mining companies. This is just a handful. We're going to be going over 13 different stocks, and I picked them for all dollar swap positive countries. What does that mean? Well, I put a link in the description below so you can see Marin Katusa's research on why it's important to pay close attention to where the mining company is. Now, I'm not going to go into the explanation as to why it's important, but if you'd like to do that research yourself, please do. Just know that the countries that these mining companies are based out of are dollar swap positive countries. The majority of these stocks that I chose are from Canada and the USA. All right, with that said, let's go hop into these charts. All right, here's ticker symbol EGO. I'm gonna just draw out some significant patterns that I see taking place, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. So right here, this was an area of resistance, and really clearly it was kind of forming this coiling up a very tight pattern. And as you can see, some might call this a bull pennant, and it just recently started breaking out. Now this most recent price action kind of goes up, sideways, like that, and is kind of creating a bull flag. So I would think that this is a very good area to enter into for a long-term trade. Keep in mind there's always risk involved, so have a tight stop loss if you so choose. You can have a stop loss under the 200 period moving average, or you can have the stop loss under the 20 period moving average and just follow that along, because sometimes when it breaks off of the 20 period moving average, the price tends to move and extend, and it shows some sort of price directional change. You might see some resistance up at this $10 area right over here, because that is where the high was previously. Overall, a decent setup. Let's move to the next. All right, here's ticker symbol CDE. I'm paying close attention to where the support line is currently at this moment, and if you look at this 450 range, that right there is offering up some decent support. As you can see, the price came up, consolidated sideways, broke out again. Now it's consolidating or sideways, and we might be poising right now for itself to move up to another leg higher. So you can enter in basically where the price is right now and just have a stop loss under this range. Just in case if it starts breaking down further, and then if you do get stopped out, you can enter back in at that 350 range. All right, here is ticker symbol SAND for Sandstorm Gold. Very beautiful setup. Kind of a big run up right here, nice big pull pattern that formed, and then it's just been kind of consolidating sideways like so. Bull pennant, and now it just recently broke out and looks like it's getting some support right at that $9 range. So if you can pick up shares right here at, $9, maybe just a little bit less, you could have a stop loss, back here at this, I guess underneath the 20 period moving average might be good. That's 854, so maybe a little bit lower. Or if you want to be very safe on it, you can go underneath the 50 period moving average. Just monitor your risk, know how much you're entering in at, know what your loss would be before entering into the trade if it does go the other way. But overall, this is looking like just a beautiful breakout of a bull flag or a bull pennant. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. Here's ticker symbol GSV for Gold Standard Ventures. This is looking pretty nice. It created a long, nice pull right here. It's been consolidating sideways with this trend, and then it seems like it's kind of just getting stuck just like that. Now, we've seen this pattern already a few times within the gold market. It looks like the price is above the 200 period moving average, which is a good thing in this environment. Are we about to see a next leg up or a breakout to the upside? Well, I'd like to see it happen on higher volume, so keep an eye out for the volume, and there's a couple ways you can play this. You can enter in right away and speculate that the price is going to break out, or you can just be patient and wait for a breakout. The breakout, I'd say, would be most likely at the 80 level if you want to be very safe. Because if you look back in the history of the chart, you also have some price action kind of around this range that's getting caught up. Or you can just do the 75 range and see if it closes above that. You'd be probably pretty safe there too. Just make sure it's on high volume. As far as the indicators go, the MACD, it looks like it wants to start curling over and creating more bullish momentum. And then the RSI, it's not overbought or oversold. It's just sitting there at 53. So not too bad. Let's go to the next one. All right, here is ticker symbol GORO for Gold Resource Corporation. I just wanted to quickly point out this trend line kind of going downwards like this. I am thinking, hey, if we get some more volume and we might see a breakout to the upside, I'd like to see it close above this 20 period moving average hanging out at 386, and then it's right by the 50-day period moving average. So maybe just above those two, that would put it above $4, and then we might see that hike up to the 200 period moving average. And if it breaks through that, the next spot is $4.50, and potentially even higher from that point. It does look like the price in the previous history, all the way from 255, kind of came up to 444 here, and really has just been kind of going sideways like this, creating somewhat of a bull pennant. So we're just really waiting for that breakout to take place for that next leg higher. So keep an eye on this one, wait for a breakout, wait for some sort of confirmation, because this might be a great play as well. Let's go to the next. Here is ticker symbol AUY for Yamana Gold Incorporated. Did I say that right? I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. All right, as you can see, some of these charts are looking very similar, and that's a good thing because I like how they're set up in this particular way, where it's kind of creating bull pennants across the board, moments of consolidation. You know what they say, the larger the base, the higher in space. I think that's how it goes. I'm not 100% positive. Don't quote me on that. So what we got going on is a bull pull. Again, just nice, clear momentum up, and now it's kind of going sideways to a little bit down, lower lows, lower highs. This could be a bull flag, and we're waiting for that breakout to the upside for the next run up, the next leg higher. This could be a very, very good trade, just as much as the other ones that we've been seeing. Monitor your risk. Don't go all in. Don't, load the boat or do anything crazy like that. It can always break down and go lower, okay? So just be very careful, mind your risk, pay close attention to it. Let's move to the next one. All right, here's ticker symbol NG for NovaGold Resources Incorporated. This is pretty interesting. If you are aware of the 4 stages of the stock market, actually in the link in the description, I put as my favorite book, this book right here, or one of my favorite recommendations, is Technical Analysis Using Multiple Timeframes by Brian Shannon. It's kind of an expensive book for what it is, but it does show good strategies as far as investing in the stock market. And what's interesting is, as you can see here, you might not be able to see, but it talks about the stages: accumulation, markup, distribution, and decline, which is very similar to what's taking place right here in this market. We have the stage 1, which is the base, then 2, 3, 4, and now we might be in a stage 1 again. So I like this setup. It's building a nice base. It looks like it's just peeking its head above the 20 period moving average right now. So it might be poising itself for a breakout to the upwards direction. As far as a target goes, I mean, the target could be really right around this, 1050 range, which would be, right here, and even potentially higher after that point. I mean, going from where it's at, 861 to 1050 is a decent move. So keep that in mind, monitor your risk, pay close attention to your risk. I'm going to say that on every chart pretty much. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. Here is ticker symbol HL for Hecla Mining. I actually had this one on the weekly scan. I don't know when it was exactly, but we were talking about basically if the price were to come back down, it'd be a good area to enter into right around this range. And the price did happen to come back down that way, and now it's kind of going sideways on the 50-period moving average. If you can also look at it like this, where the price ran up to this area, then consolidated sideways, ran up, and now is consolidating sideways again. So it might be preparing itself for another leg up, another run up higher. The MACD looks like it's losing momentum to the downside, so that might be curling over here in the near future. And the RSI is not giving us much. It's at 48, not overbought, not oversold. Nice little setup here. Let's move to the next. Here's ticker symbol EQX for Equinox Gold Corporation. This right here is just a beautiful bull channel. As you can see, the price has just been moving higher and higher since end of May, early April. The best way to play these type of trades, now this is great because it's all in bull context, okay? And what I mean by that is you have the 50-period moving average here, 200s down here curling up, and then you have the 20 right here. Good spreads between all of them. This is really looking healthy, like a healthy bull channel. Now, how do you play this? Well, you wait for a pullback within the channel to enter in. So a good entry point here would probably be close to this 20-period moving average. So I'd say, yeah, about 1050. If we can get the price to pull back a little bit more at 1050, that'd be looking really, really good. Now, the price did come down and touch it already right here on this big red day. And then it's been kind of moving up since then. So however you want to play this, if it's a long-term investment, then you could just buy right away and hold and buy more, and then just have a stop loss maybe under the 20-period moving average. If it breaks down there, you never know, a trend might, change. All right, let's go to the next. All right, we got BTG B2 Gold Corporation. Just setting up an excellent base right here. A lot of support within this range. As you can see, we had a run up here in late May, early April, and now it's been kind of going sideways like this, just creating a really excellent bull flag, bull pennant, whatever you'd like to call it. Pay close attention. You can wait for the breakout. You can speculate that the price is going to break out. It's right by the 20-period moving average and right by the 50-day period moving average. It's right above there. So this could be setting itself up for a stage higher. All right, let's go to the next. Here is IAMGOLD Corporation. Looks pretty similar, right? A lot of them do, but I love these setups. Nice move up here. Now it's consolidating sideways. Just another bull flag in the market taking place. Now you can speculate and wait for a breakout, or you can wait to see if the price comes down lower. However you want to go about this, perfectly fine. Just know that if the price doesn't head lower and your entry points were out here, you'd be missing this trade. So if you really wanted to wait or you wanted to get entered in, you can always just lower your share size position, and then if it drops a little bit more, you can pick up a little bit, and you could do a buy the dip. If you are long gold, if you believe that the price of gold is moving higher, then these are the type of stocks where you can also buy the dip. All right, let's go to the next. Here is AGI Alamos Gold Incorporated. Now check this out. This is what I like to see. Created another, look how similar they all are. It's so funny. Created a bull flag, and then what do we see taking place? Oh, we got a breakout. And it broke out on pretty decent volume, right? Not crazy high, but it was higher than the previous few days. So you get this breakout. Now it's kind of moving sideways, going a little bit higher. So how high can this go? Well, I mean, if the price wants to mimic the bull flag, sometimes you can take the length of the pole, so 480 to 875, that's almost a $4 per share move. You might see this go up from the $7.96, so $8, all the way up to $12 perhaps. It's all hearsay. We're not for sure that that can take place. But, the price is above the 50-day period moving average. It's above the 20-period moving average now. It's looking good. It's looking healthy. The MACD crossed over is looking pretty good. I think this is an early indicator of what we might see take place in those other patterns. But, like I said, there's no guarantees in the market. It just overall looks good to me. And that's just my personal opinion. All right, everybody, that is all I have for you. That was 12 stocks that we just went over. I went over them quick. You can go to the timestamps in the comment section or in the description. I'm going to have them there if you want to rewatch it, recheck on what I said, a potentially good entry or exit points, by all means, you can pull these stocks up on stockcharts.com for free, and you could look at a longer time range. If you feel more comfortable seeing things from more scoped out version, this is on the daily time frame. Feel free to look at the weekly time frame, the monthly time frame, whatever it is that you want to look at. Be sure to do that before placing any investments or trading any of these stocks. Okay, that's all I have for you. See you later.